If you guys are also interested in getting your CDL license and you're located in Rigby, Idaho, Rigby. Sorry. What kind of made you guys take like that next big step in your like trucking career to say, you know what, let's open up a franchisee, and like what made you guys choose a school?
And I heard on the radio that they passed a law that you had to have sort of an academy now. And I go, that's when I started thinking about it. And to start a academy, probably any state, is daunting. It's hard. There's permits. But as a franchisee, it only makes sense. Yes, there's a fee. Yes, there's cost involved. But you're going to be making money quicker. The programs are already paid for.
With a lot less work.
Yeah.
A lot less work.
6 weeks you won't talk at all.
I know, we're so married.
Just say 5 words and I won't have to say 20.
How would you guys describe the employees like relationship? Like how would you guys describe like the environment here at Driving Academy, like amongst coworkers?
I like how it almost feels like everybody has the same personality.
Okay.
And or vibe.
And you guys are husband and wife, right? Okay, and just to like give the viewers a little bit about you guys, like how did you guys meet?
We grew up together. So
Aww.
same town.
Did you always have a crush on her?
I think we always had a crush on each other. And here it seems like everybody's kind of on the same page and has the same
energy.
Same energy, yeah. Core values
like
and
vibes.
same energy. Yep. How amazing it would be to get CDL from the Driving Academy compared to what he did. He's excited. We're excited. We're all excited for our roles.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Driving Academy podcast. Today I'm sitting here with
Levi
And Dannada.
and they are going to be opening up a Driving Academy franchise in Rigby, Idaho. If you guys are interested in opening up a Driving Academy franchise in your area, click the link below, fill out the form, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Introduce yourselves, and what's your background in trucking?
My name is Levi Stoll. Yes, you can say that my wife and I, we've been truck owners for 15 years, and we grew a fleet up to, with leasers and our own trucks, to around 14 trucks there for a while.
Okay.
And I drove at first, obviously, got drivers, tried all sorts of different types of the industry, refrigerated, flatbed, tanker.
Okay.
You know, dirt work, all those things. And Dannada was in charge of finding the loads, managing, helped manage drivers. She was the payroll, still does payroll, still every vacation we've ever been on, she still does the payroll. So that's a little bit about our experience. We've been doing it. We decided that, hey, we're training these guys anyway. Every driver we have ever had, we're training, right? They can't shift right. They don't know the laws, and they can't do their e-log. And so we're constantly training them. So when we saw the opportunity for the Driving Academy, we were like, whoa, this will work great, because we're really only doing it anyway, and now it's kind of law that you have to go through an academy to get your CDL, so this will be perfect for us to kind of transition into that.
Okay. So you guys had your own business prior to
Still do.
starting a franchise. Okay. What is your guys' business called?
So we are called Stoll's Outlaw Services. A lot of people call us SOS. It's a mouthful.
Okay.
And our logo is kind of an S with a skull and an S. And we currently are probably running consistently around 6 trucks right now.
Okay.
Consistently on a daily basis. We've cut back to do this. So with just the pair of us, without hiring more people, we had to cut back. You can't do 14 trucks and this. It's not going to work unless you hire a lot of people.
Okay. And you said you guys founded this business in like 14 years ago?
15 years ago, it was 2009 when we founded the business. I was driving. I have a background in sales. My father was he was a part owner in a Chevrolet dealership, so I sold cars with him for a couple years. And then 08 happened, and he sold out his shares. I was left without a job. Luckily, her brother owned several trucks and had prior got me a CDL. He says, just get your CDL.
Oh, so she was able to hook you up.
Yeah, she hooked me up. And I said, I don't want to drive a truck. And I went over to help him just do like a pickup with a flatbed, hot shot type stuff. He's like, just get your CDL. And I said, all right, I'll just get it. And so when all this happened, I was like, oh, I'll just buy a truck and just go over the road. And that's what I did. Bought a truck, went over the road, and we've been literally trucking ever since. And so it's been a good opportunity for us. It's been hard. A lot of ups and downs,
Trucking
a lot of
has ups and downs.
easy years and a lot of hard years. And so you save on those easy, good years because you're going to have them. You're going to think, wow, this is the easiest thing ever. You save, and then you're going to have some lean years. And as long as you keep that mentality, trucking is very stable. But we would see a lot of people during those good years, all of a sudden they got these brand new pickups, brand new houses. They overspend, which isn't always necessarily a bad thing. But now when the hard times come, their engine goes out, transmission goes out, they don't have the extra money for some of those expenses.
Yeah. Okay, you guys sound like some serious veterans, like in
Yep.
trucking. Like, yeah.
Yep. Unfortunately, we know a lot about training people. We've had to. Every single driver. And I think every company likes to incorporate their core values and their type of way of doing things to their drivers. So either way, no matter what, you're going to have some type of training.
Yeah. Okay. And you guys are husband and wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And just to like give the viewers a little bit about you guys, like how did you guys meet?
We grew up together. So
Aw.
same town.
Did you always have a crush on her?
I think we always had a crush on each other. But we were really good friends throughout high school. And then later on, reconnected after she was almost done with college, I would say, her last semester of college. We reconnected. So, and then got married. But yeah, we've always known each other probably since we can remember. We've known each other, so.
Okay. You mentioned that you were going to become a hotshot trucker back in the day when you first started trucking. So I know that there's a thing out in Rigby, Idaho, where like a lot of new truck drivers are doing hotshot, and I know that they're like really enforcing like the hotshot law or like a law for like hotshot drivers. Yeah, like what would you say about that? Like
that's an interesting question. Just yesterday, we got a call or a lead that said he just got pulled over and got a ticket. Been doing the same thing for 30 years. He has a 1-ton Ford pickup with a gooseneck trailer hauling small equipment, construction equipment, mini excavators, skidsters, backhoes, pretty small stuff. And he would run it around locally for the last 30 years, just helping out, charging people. He got a ticket. And so now he needs a Class A, classified as other. And so, because his vehicle doesn't have air brakes. And so for his situation, obviously it's better to just get your air brakes done while you're at it because you're doing it. But some might feel more comfortable. Well, I'd rather just take the test in my vehicle. So yeah, it's a law. It's more or less going around federally as well. More and more states are applying that law that you reach a certain gross vehicle weight, which in Idaho is 26,000 pounds, which isn't hard to do when you get a 1-ton pickup and a heavy trailer and a little piece of equipment on there.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be targeted. You're going to be looked at as these police officers see you drive by. They're going to go, I wonder. I don't see a DOT number on the side of his truck. I wonder if he's got a CDL for that. And so we see it, them pulled over. But it's starting to happen.
Wow.
And I can even go as far as say, like my brother called me and said, hey, I just got pulled over and got a warning, but the cop says I need a CDL to haul my camper. He's got a big old 1-ton pickup. And he's got a really big fifth wheel camper. And guess what? He's over the 26,000-pound gross.
Right.
So he's going to need a Class A CDL because it's a trailer. It's a combination. And so not just trucking is going to need CDLs here in the right now. The law's in effect right now.
Right. Okay, yeah, because that was going to be my next question. I was going to say, like, what do you think the need is in Idaho for truck drivers? But you just said, like, you just explained, like, a clear need. Like, hey, hot shotters, you need a CDL. And we're opened up soon for you. But,
hot shotters and even at age 18, right? So age 18, I don't know what I'm really going into quite yet for college, Why don't I invest that $5,000, get my CDL, construction's going on. I can start out at $20 to $25 an hour. I can make 30, 40,000 in a summer, and then figure out what school I want to go to in the winter. And then every summer I can make that 30, 40,000, put myself through college. And so there's a lot of opportunity for that. There's so much opportunity that not just the classic mindset of, oh, if I got a CDL, I got to go over the road.
Right.
No, there's so much more opportunity going on now.
Right.
It's different.
Even at 18, like I know that if you take your road test in that state, you're able to drive locally. Like you can still get like a head start, drive local, get that experience under your belt. And then once you turn 21, okay, if you want to go over the road, if you want to, like you can, like you have that option. So for sure. So you would say like that, those are the needs, like hot shotters, young adults. Yeah,
young adults, anyone in the construction industry is going really big. I think that get your CDL, work locally, be home every night, make $25 an hour for your first couple years. And that's a huge need right now is construction. And
And 25 is just base pay.
Yeah, that's, when you're starting out, they start you out really well because you're in a dump truck. It's pretty easy. A lot of them are automatics now. A lot of them, they're short. And so you're just turning circles pretty short distances. And so they don't need a lot of experience. And one great thing about those companies is they're self-insured. So when you get your CDL, a lot of these mom and pops require 2 years experience because they're insurance. These big corporations that are doing these road projects or construction projects, they're self-insured. They can hire anybody. So they'll hire you right out of, training school, and you'll be on your way to making good money. And you're in a seat. You're in air conditioning. Your body's taking a lot less beating than out there working concrete or construction, swinging a hammer at $18, $20 an hour. And so the opportunity is a lot better right away, is what I would say.
You're right. So you guys said that you currently own a business, right? Okay. And so how is y'all's work dynamic, like as a couple? Like what are you responsible for? What is he responsible for? And like how does that like workflow kind of work together?
I think we work really well together. I think we need each other, even though sometimes we might joke around that we don't, but we obviously know we need each other. I'm hands-on. I know the trucks really well mechanically, and I deal with the drivers daily. And she will deal with, in the past, her role has changed, and I'll let her kind of speak more on that as of finding loads and paperwork and permits, permit after permit after permit. And
so you're almost like the backbone. Because he teaches the truckers, but you have to find the loads. Okay. Do you want to like speak to that?
I guess in the past I would find loads on the load board and dispatch the drivers and tell them where they need to go, where they need to be at certain times, what they're hauling, what temperature the trailer had to be at. And then if we had breakdowns, I'd communicate with the broker, and then also if I needed to communicate with the customer, would also do that as well when we had a lot of over-the-road trucks. And then I also do all the invoicing. So I create an invoice through the QuickBooks program and bill out for all of the customer loads that we did. And then I still continue to do that. We just do more local work than we
Very
do on the
impressive.
road. And then I also do, of course, all the payroll and like you mentioned, all the registrations, all the permitting, and all the taxes too. I do quarterly and biweekly taxes that we have to do. So
she has to deal with child support and stuff.
Part of payroll.
That is adorable. I think you guys are an amazing team. Like you guys are adorable. Like you're like the brains of the operation. Like you have to be there in order for it to work. And then you are like the strength, if that makes sense. Like you teach like the truckers. Like so also I know that for your current business, you said that you train the drivers. Are you part of that training, or do you kind of like?
Yeah, we have a training process, and we have a training list that the trainers. We used to have a lead trainer, and that worked okay. And then I would train them. And what I like to do is have the lead trainer, when we have them, go through the checklist. This is what I'm going over. And they'll usually be with them for a couple weeks. And then the last test is me hopping in with them for a week and driving around and seeing if they really can shift. Because I would say the number one problem in the trucking industry where we're at is our applicants, you could call them, will say, hey, I have 8-9 years of experience. They hop in a truck, can't shift. Hop in a truck, can't back up. Yeah, they've had their CDL for 8 or 9 years, but actual experience of driving, they might have 1 or 2. You know, so the important part is verifying their experience, which is really, really kind of hard, because the references they give you are usually friends or family or somebody who, you know, one company, they're not going to give you verified information. So that's kind of the tricky part, is go out there, see if they really can shift, and most of them can't. And so you try to work with them, get them to shift, because if they can within 3-4 weeks, yeah, we'll give you a shot. By 3-4 weeks, if you're still not being able to shift, probably this isn't the place for you.
Okay, so that kind of brings me to my next question, because you kind of almost answered it a little bit already, but I was gonna ask you, what kind of made you guys take like that next big step in your like trucking career to say, you know what, let's open up a franchisee, and like what made you guys choose a school, like to open up?
I think the little seed that started it was I was in a truck driving, helping out, and I heard on the radio that they passed a law that you had to go through an academy now, and I go, that's a lot of people, because for me, I was the type that read the book and got my permit and drove around with a buddy and took the drive test. Boom, done. Now, I was probably the most dangerous driver on the road at that point, as with every other person. I had no idea what I was doing. I faked it until I made it. 2-3 years goes by. Yeah, you're a good driver. But that's when I started thinking about it. Then I started thinking, okay, let's call around, let's call Idaho, let's figure out how to do it. And to start a driving academy, we'll call it, by yourself in probably any state is daunting. It's hard. There's permits, there's algorithms, there's curriculum that they want you to have. They want videos and questions that they want you to have. They want them to, what are you going to be charging? What's your equipment? What employees are you going to have already before you can submit your application? Yeah. And so driving academy for us was a plug and play situation. We went from maybe opening up a school, if you do it on your own, 2 years to 3-4 months. And those 3-4 months are hard on a marriage, because there's tasks she has to get done. There's tasks I have to get done. And they have to mesh, and we have to communicate. And sometimes you don't want to communicate because you're so stressed out. I don't got time to communicate with you right now because I got to get this task done. But as a franchisee, it only makes sense. Yes, there's a fee. Yes, there's cost involved. But you're going to be making money quicker. The programs are already paid for.
With a lot less work.
Yeah.
A whole lot less work.
And a lot more success.
Yeah.
So you can, for us coming here and learning the program for the first time was not our training. It was just to fill it out and see, do we want this? And we were blown away. We were blown away at the amount of money and time that Driving Academy has spent into not just on how they get their students, but how they train their students. It's a very nice system that they have in place.
Yeah. Thank you. That was going to be my next question. I'm like, so what stood out about Driving Academy? But I mean, you already answered it.
Going right into the next one, I guess.
Right. So Dannada, you guys are out here. You guys are in New Jersey. I know that we have like a certain training set up to where we kind of show you guys how we run it here in our main location, so you guys can kind of take it back to your location, Rigby. Let me ask you, what is it that you guys are taking from the training that you know 100% you're going to take to Rigby? Like, what stands out about the training that you're like, yeah, we're definitely going to bring this to Rigby in our location?
Uniform is huge. All are matched. And the script, the system, how So everyone is doing the exact same thing. No matter who you're with, you're going to get the exact same information. That's what I love about it. So then anybody can come work for you, and they're not going to say something that you're going to be worried about. Jeopardizes your business or whatnot. So that's what I love about it, and that it's very professional, and everyone's on their game, and it's accessible to be able to easily to be trained. That's how I feel like it. So that's been very beneficial. That I am excited to take back for when we hire more employees.
Okay. Would you agree? Would you say?
I would agree. I think that the systems that are in place are uniformed, and I think that they are very well synced. When one system is updated, it updates several other systems so that you can help the student throughout the process. He's not left feeling left out or this guy jumped me. It is a very good system that doesn't leave the student not progressing as they should. They're always progressing if they want to be.
Yeah.
If they're not progressing, it's because they themselves don't have the drive to progress. But the system is there to constantly kind of give them that push so that they get it done quick and easy and honestly more cost effective for them. Because the faster they get it done and the better they are, the cheaper it is for them.
Yeah. How would you guys... Wait, first let me ask you, how long have you guys been out here?
We've been out here since...
Monday morning.
Okay. So it's like your third day in Jersey, in Driving Academy. Okay. How would you guys describe the employees' like relationship? Like, how would you guys describe like the environment here at Driving Academy, like amongst coworkers, from what you've seen thus far?
I will take that one. She wants me to take that one. I like how it almost feels like everybody has the same personality.
Okay.
And or vibe, I guess you could say. Like, you know, most companies, you always have the one or two that's dragging down the group. And here it seems like everybody's kind of on the same page and has the same
energy.
Same energy, yeah. Core values,
like
the same energy. Yep, yep, exactly, yeah. And I think that's probably important for us to take in account when we go back is I think that's been our weakest link in 15 years of hiring is sometimes as a truck owner, you just need that truck filled. And you'll work with people and you'll work with people because they're a referral of a friend. And so you'll work with them knowing darn well that they don't fit your team.
Yeah.
And then they drag your whole team down mentally because trucking is a mental game. You're going to make more money as an uneducated person ever, quickly, as long as you're mentally strong. But you get around that negative guy that's just always, we had to wait 30 minutes to load. Can you believe that? Even though they're paid by the hour, what's it matter? But their energy is dragging everyone down.
Yeah,
and that's what.
So then you got everybody complaining about the same thing.
Everyone's complaining about something, and here you don't feel that. You feel the positive vibes.
All right, so I have a question for Dannada. I know that since this is you guys' first time opening up a school, and you're I'm assuming you're going to be like the brains of the operation for the school as well. What is something that like you plan to take back like from here, like as the brains of the operation? Like what's kind of like your Rigby Driving Academy like goals?
Like for myself or for like our future employees?
Like for yourself, like because like you've never ran a school before.
Right,
this is your first time. So as the brains of the operation, what are you like, okay, I've sat next to the director of the Linden location and he kind of is going to be taking over the same responsibility that I'm going to take over. Like, what have you picked up from him that you're like, yeah, we're going to use that in Rigby?
I would say at first I was hesitant of the goals, but the more of the meetings that are being done, like being able to hear Billy's meeting, with all of the employees and the goals everyone is setting. I really like that because everyone is positive. Yeah, you have some, I failed, but he was still uplifting. Like, we can still do this. We can still work hard. And I feel like setting goals is awesome. And I think that's John's motto as well, is setting goals. And, having a high standard, too, is trying to meet those goals and work at them every day and kind of know what to expect every day. And you're going to have some, curveballs thrown at you and what to do in those type of circumstances. And
Yeah.
so that's what I kind of like, and always being professional and making it business professional, so people recognize who you are and how your company stands out, how the school stands out. Not only does the incentives I've heard from some of the employees, like being able to get their own CDL is a really good thing to have for these employees as well.
Yep.
As for like implementing the system and stuff, I haven't really seen the whole back end on that besides what I know what I have to do.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, that's probably what I'd have to say about it.
Okay, cool. Okay. And for you, like you're kind of gonna be over like the yard managers, I assume, in the yard, teaching people how to like drive the truck. I assume that's gonna be like your involvement.
I think more or less right now I'm going to try to be over everything. And so here I'm training on every role. And I think that might be important because I'm a firm believer is never have an employee know more about your business than you do about your own business, right? That leaves you too reliant on somebody. And so I want to know what goes on with everything. Obviously with her role of getting the business started was bigger than mine. A lot of legal stuff, a lot of late night, midnight on the computer. My role was construction, build the classroom, get the wiring done, get this done. Also a big role, but not as stressful because you need that permit, you need that certification. And so for me to go back, and I'm very excited about the sales side and the QRM and just the CRM.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
No, I keep calling it QRM. The CRM, I'm excited about the systems and getting back into, I've been in the greasy, oily, dirty clothes for so long. I guess I could say I'm excited to get back into more of that role and hire. We have really good people in place for the yard. They're here getting trained and they're excited. They are seeing the buzz there. They're seeing how things are done.
Wow, you already got a pretty good team so far.
And they're very excited. Yeah, they're very excited about being the yard manager and seeing how things are done because that particular person went and got his CDL through the competition. So in our area, he went through a school and he's like, it was nothing like this. It was crap. It was hard. No one really told us what we were doing. It was kind of like you had to ask a lot of questions just to be moved along the process. He said here he's just so blown away on how amazing it would be to get your CDL through the driving academy compared to what he did. So he's excited. We're excited. We're all excited for our roles.
That's good. So is that something that you like also looked at before choosing driving academy? Were you like trying to see like what the other like schools out there were offering, like as far as being a franchise, like in comparison to us?
I think that's really kind of hard because we didn't look into any other franchises. Okay. We looked at doing it ourselves. And I don't even remember how we stumbled across driving academy, being from Rigby, Idaho, and you guys from New Jersey. But somehow we stumbled across, made some phone calls, a lot of phone calls through a lot of good team members that you guys have in place. And we felt good about it enough to fly out here and see the operation. And when we met with John and the manager, we felt like, they asked us, when do you want to do it? Like, right now. And so they're like, oh, okay. So, and I think it was because for 2 years we were already thinking of doing it, right? It wasn't this spur of the moment. It was for 2 years it kept being on our mind like, man, we should probably do this, but it's really hard. And then the Driving Academy franchise was a plug and play. Hey, do this, do that. You have a team leader that is helping her, hey, get this done, get this done. Then he's telling me in the same Zoom conference, hey, you better get this done on your yard by this 7 days. And so we're stressed out because we're trying to reach those goals. And, of course, we could push those goals back, right? But we wanted to meet them.
Yeah.
And we did. We did meet them by a short margin, but we did meet them.
Definitely owning a franchise or starting one, you got to have that ambition. Like, you got to have that drive. And like you said, probably stirred up from that 2 years. You're like, yo, we want to do this. We want to do this. But it's just so much. So, yeah. And I'm sure, like you said, having a driving academy laying everything out for you, like, it took that pressure and that stress off that you guys are like, you know what? Like, starting it on our own was going to be a lot broader. And now we found a franchise, driving academy. It's a lot more condensed. So, you know, we can handle all this workload. Like you said, meeting that deadline, like 7 days. I got to get this done in 7 days. But if we did this by ourselves, it would be a lot harder. So we can do that in 7 days. Like,
You're dealing with the government. You're not dealing with a soda shop or a restaurant. You're dealing with certifications.
Yeah.
So you have to have
Gotta be on point.
everything right, perfect, but everything has to be done correctly. And so
that's where you need her.
yes,
That's where you come in.
She is really, really good at that. We've been told by everybody that has to deal with her with paperwork that she is good. She's really good. We needed something that was in play. Otherwise Google is your only it's your only tool. How do I do this? And Google is only giving you
Not so reliable.
not very reliable information. It's very limited information. You're scouring through hundreds of pages of government website pages, and it makes no sense. You can't get anyone on the phone. You can't call anybody. And so a franchise, this one in particular, for the last 7 years has been dialing that in, right? This didn't work. This works. Oh, this didn't work. This works.
Yeah.
And they've narrowed down this funnel of a streamlined program, and that will continue to get more streamlined as years go on. And so that's why a franchise for us is, because it's
Everything's done for you.
done. Yeah, it's ready to go.
Coolness. Okay. So, all right, cool. Where do you guys see Rigby Idaho Driving Academy in 2026 and 2031? Can you imagine seeing the day 2031? Like, my goodness. You think we'll all be blown up by then? Anyway.
Be older.
Yeah, we'll just be older. It'll continue to keep running.
But yeah, where do you guys see it? 2026? What we got cooking? What's the vision for Rigby Idaho Driving Academy?
Probably answer that, not me. You're the one who has more of a drive than I do.
I was so looking at Dannada. I'm like, here's your time to shine, girl.
Here we go. Here we go.
I'm good with one store. He wants like 5. So
No, I think 3. But I see a lot of need in our area. We're getting a lot of growth out of California. Any Western Coast state, obviously, we're getting a lot of growth. So with that growth brings more people and more need for commercial drivers. And so there's a lot of towns that are in our area that could use a better schooling system, not just for us to make money, but for the students that are going through, like our yard manager. He's just, boy, I'd be twice the driver had I gone through this system. And he's one that had driven for 2 full years with his CDL. He came to us, and we still were training him on pre-trips, that he was just like, whoa, I didn't know any of this. And we were tweaking him on his shifting and a couple things. And so he's like, I didn't get taught any of this stuff. And so he loves this system. He's extremely excited because he didn't get it. And so that's what I feel like is more important, is spreading Driving Academy across Idaho, maybe in the future in 6 years, is that more people have a better experience getting their CDL, and they'll want to stay in the industry a little bit.
Did you say the goal for 2031? I think you did.
I said 6 years.
Okay,
2031.
Cool. Okay, no, you're good. You're good.
So for let me.
No, toward the end of what you were saying.
I will say that
so
more direct.
Okay.
My goal for 2031 is to have 3 stores in Idaho, and that would be to, like I said, to help out the students, because when they're new, every employer knows they're new. I don't want them to tear up my truck. Let them go tear up someone else's truck for a couple of years, then they can come to me. Mm-hmm. Well, with the Driving Academy and the driving simulator and the systems that they have in place, there's no longer going to be tearing up the truck right off the get-go. And so that's what we need in Idaho. We need more trust in these companies who do need drivers, in these new students that are getting their CDLs and are freshly certified. They need the trust to be hired.
Yeah.
because there's a need for them to be hired.
Yeah.
But there's this, I just don't know. They don't quite have the experience yet. And that's where the bottleneck is.
That was great. That was a great podcast. That was my last question. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Driving Academy podcast. If you guys are interested in getting your CDL license and you're located in Rigby, Idaho, we now have a location and you guys can fill out the form down below and Dannada or Levi will get back to you guys as soon as possible. Bye guys.
Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. If you want to get your CDL license, you know where to go. Check out our website, cdldrivingacademy.com, right over there. And if you like this video, you'll definitely like this video right over here. So make sure you check that out. But before anything else, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you soon.